welcome back. In today's video, I'm gonna revisit an old, not gonna say trend is not the right word, but an old series of mine that I haven't filmed in about a year. So in today's video, I'm gonna be eating my followers' fear foods for the day. I have come home, so if you've been following me for a while, you know that, well, I don't live here. This is my parents' house, so I'm back here for the week to look after my cat. So that's why you've got a bit of a different setting. But first things first, a fear food is a term typically used by people either in eating disorder recovery or people struggling with disordered eating. They will use the word fear food to describe food which will cause anxiety to eat. Bit of a disclaimer before we actually get into this video, I just want to say that just because some people fear certain foods doesn't mean you have to fear certain foods too. Everyone's relationships with foods are very different. If this video is going to make your relationship with food worse, then please don't watch it. Bit of background on me, so if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I personally suffered with an eating disorder when I was in my teens, so I am 24 now, and I sort of started making these videos to hopefully help people in eating disorder recovery or those people struggling with their food, to encourage you to start incorporating these foods into your lifestyle. The other thing I want to say, sorry, there's so many disclaimers, these types of food that I'm eating in today's video are not just eating them for today's video. I have these types of foods in my diet, and that is the point of this video. The point of the video is to show you that these foods should be enjoyed in your daily life. So, sorry, that was such a long ass intro. Now, the second thing I want to say is I started filming this video on Saturday. It's Monday now. And in typical me fashion, I didn't bring my camera battery charger home with me. So I started filming this video on Saturday. I had a really good breakfast, and I also had the breakfast today. So for breakfast today, I have already had a couple croissants which I made, but I made them on Saturday. So I'm going to input the clip of me from Saturday because I had the same thing today. So for breakfast, I'm going to start with pastries because a lot of people said pastries. I have lost my pastry. I found, well, it's not like a shock, but the Just Roll pastry is accidentally vegan. So I've got this vegan, this Just Roll pastry. But I'm really excited because I've never actually made these before. Oh, I was expecting like a nice pot, but no. Okay, I think I need a knife. I need a tray. I assume we just unroll, to be honest. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh my god, wait, this is quite stressful. I'm gonna go ahead and make the assumption here, but it could be completely incorrect. A smaller side, roll the dough to the opposite corner to form crescents. Okay, I want no judgment for the way these actually look, because that would be rude. But they're done. I've put a little bit of milk over the top of them, and they're gonna go in the oven now. Like, I don't know what's going on here, or here. Like, the edges are a bit weird, but you know, the enthusiasm is there. Okay, in she goes. And we're gonna wait 10 minutes. That was horrendous. I think they're ready. They've been in there for like 10-ish minutes, but they're very golden crispy. So, okay, some of them are worse than others, like this one under here, looking very straight. That's not the vibe we want. Okay, so I thought I'd come eat outside. I'm gonna go for one of the actual ones that I think actually looks quite nice. Like, you kidding me? So I've got, alongside said croissants, obviously, jam and butter, standard. Hello, Nelly. I'm not gonna shut up how this should go. Maybe it's too bright out here. Ready? I'm so happy right now. I feel so at peace now that I'm like back in the countryside. Fresh made croissants, are you kidding me? Just existing. That was short-lived outside, but I was too worried that you weren't going to hit me. So whilst I have my second croissant, I am going to just talk. So overcoming fear foods was something that I very much had to do. I don't want this video to come across with me being like, oh my god, it's so easy, just eat these things. Like, that's not what the point of the video is. At the moment, if it's something that you fear, it is important to try and incorporate those into your diet. I think the first stage with overcoming fear foods is sort of like ripping off the plaster. I think I've said this before, but during my recovery, I had a fear food a week that I felt like I needed to overcome, and that was the pace I went as. You could have a fear food a day, you could have a fear food every 2 weeks. During your recovery, you're the only one that decides the way that you want to be able to overcome things. Figure out what works for you. And yeah, so at the beginning, you may find that you'll be eating your fear foods a lot in order to overcome them. It's an uncomfortable feeling, but one day you should be able to just sit by yourself home alone and have a croissant should you want to have a croissant, you know? That's what this is about. These croissants are fucking good, wow. So that brings us back to today. So it's mid-morning and I fancy a snack. So this is prime example of what I mean by when I say I do have these types of foods in my daily life. This snack that I'm gonna have, I have, as you can see, already opened and already had the majority of. So this is actually a bit of a big find for me because I hadn't tried these before. So these are mini Scotch eggs from Squeaky Bean. So if I hadn't said it before already, I am vegan, so everything that I will be having in this video will be vegan versions. Scotch eggs are very like party food style food, which kind of came up a lot, like little nibbles and snacks in general. So I went for Scotch egg. I'm not gonna lie, again, I've already had one this morning while I was faffing around trying to wait to film this intro. So I've got a couple Scotch eggs here that I'm gonna have. Actually quite good, like I'm really surprised by them. But yeah, as you can see, I've been here living at this house since Saturday, Monday now. And there was 6 in here. And now there is none. So I'm gonna go into town, have a bit of a browse, and it will be just about lunchtime by that point. So I figured that we could go and get something from a local shop. I'm thinking of Greggs. Don't know about you, but. So, let's go to town. I'm quite out of breath and I'm quite warm in my car. I did end up going charity shopping, but everything I bought has like checks on it. Checkered skirt, checkered shirt, and then a checkered coat, which how beautiful is this? Sorry, this is so irrelevant. Cute. Okay, so I said earlier that I was going to go to Greggs, and I did want to go to Greggs, but then I saw the sign for Subway, and I personally prefer the food options, this may be a bold statement, the vegan options from Subway than of Greggs. However, going into Subway for some reason causes me so much anxiety that I don't really understand why. Like, you have to move quite quickly or quite fast, and there's people usually lurking. Anyway, so in the spirit of overcoming anxieties, wait, let me just, in general today, someone's about to park next to me. Yes, in the spirit of overcoming anxieties, I was like, right, we're gonna go to Subway. Anyway, overcoming anxieties with you, I got the TLC 6-inch, I'm actually so excited about this, whoa, 6-inch Subway. Now in it, I've got obviously the vegan chicken, vegan cheese, tomato, cucumber, lettuce, pickle, essential, and then they had vegan garlic alioli, which I've had this before. That wasn't available when I had it before, let me tell you. Anyway, so then I made it a meal. So I got a Pepsi, and I also got a double chocolate chip cookie. Vegan alioli. The person who invented that deserves a raise in life. The actual thing I wanted to talk about quickly is these types of videos. I want, there's no right or wrong answer here, but it's just like things that I've been thinking about. Your opinion on people who haven't ever struggled with an eating disorder or their relationship with food. How do we feel in general about people who haven't had a bad relationship with food doing these types of videos? Because although I do think they can be beneficial, as I said, to the audience saying like, you know, eating these foods is fine, that's the overall message, and I think that's great. But then part of me thinks if people who haven't suffered with their food start like eat these foods, it takes away that idea of that growth and that change in their mentality towards food. It's less like I've overcome this barrier because they've never had that barrier. But then also the benefit of that is they've never had that barrier. They've never had that issue with food. So they've been able to have that type of food throughout their whole life. So I don't know, sorry, it's just something I've been thinking about quite a lot recently. Oh my God, I just dropped a piece of lettuce down my mum's car. I'm literally sweating. Quickly, however, before I yeet off, I'm going to try the cookie, which I say try, I've had this before, but so good. Quick sip for the road. See you at home. Okay, good evening. I am gonna have, I'm not gonna call it 3 courses because it's not really 3 courses, but I'm gonna have some pasta. Now, I keep starting arguments on my Instagram about which the best pasta. Basically, I hate fusilli spaghetti, however. So I'm gonna have white spaghetti. Personally, for me, not the biggest fan of a whole grain pasta. I love whole grain bread. Whole grain rice is okay. Unless I'm having like one of those speciality pastas like lentil and spinach, I will always have white pasta over brown because I just prefer it. So I obviously completely appreciate that whole grain in general, you get all the extra fibre and everything like that, but realistically, in my opinion, it doesn't taste as good, and this whole point of the video is to make sure you're eating things that you want to do, not the ones that you feel more comfortable doing. So I also have some, right, when I'm telling you nothing beats this sauce, this is the Lloyd Grossman, I actually think it's Grossman, but we're gonna call him Grossman. Tomato and roasted garlic sauce. This is honestly like top freaking tier. I'm just gonna mix her in. And then on top of it, obviously, I'm gonna have some cheese. Quite a few people suggested cheese, and obviously I can only eat the vegan version, so I have red Leicester cheese. This I also bought the other day, also for, what did I have? Oh, I think I literally had the same meal, but Mum actually made the tomato sauce, but she's not here, so cheese. In proper like restaurant style, I wanted to have some bread and balsamic and olive oil. I cannot even tell you how much I'm obsessed with this combination. Mum made actually I'm a bit concerned this could be a fruit bread, or maybe it's olives. Tastes like a raisin. Okay, so this could be questionable, but Mum made some sourdough before she left, so I'm just gonna slice up a few pieces. If you watch my Cornwall vlog, you would have seen Sophie and I do this with hers. What is that? I think that's a prune. It's got, oh my God, it's got to be proper olive oil, like extra virgin. I was gonna have this before, but now everything's kind of ready at the same time, so I'm just gonna have like a bit of like a spread, I guess. Okay, I thought I'd come sit outside, which I, similarly to my breakfast the other day, might regret because it may be too windy, but I've got my dinner. It feels too nice not to be outside because it's like one of the last few summer evenings, but why not? I feel like I'm at like a Italian restaurant, you know? Doesn't taste too bad with the fruit in the bread. This is heaven. I also have some rosé because one of my best friends came round. Charlotte, you would have met her if you followed me for a while. She came round yesterday evening and we had like a cute little rosé evening. Dry rosé. I'm trying to like force myself to like wine and rosé at the moment, and it's actually working. Like, I'm actually not that mad at it, but I can't put this in the thumbnail because YouTube will dislike me. But a lot of people said alcohol / like liquid calories in general. I said I was cat sitting, didn't I? This I feel like I should be in like Italy night right now, taking myself for a date or something, but no. This was so good. Moment of peace. I'm gonna stop talking because this is gonna go cold otherwise. So I will see you when I have dinner. No, this is dinner. When I have dinner. The thing is with kitchens, right? Everything is overhead lighting, so the lighting is bad everywhere. Okay, now if I stand far enough back, I think you should be able to see me and the lighting's not gonna be too bad. So, it's now 9, and I'm gonna have dessert. I kind of went back and forth with what I was gonna have, but I am gonna have a big old freak shake. But well, actually, I'm having a milkshake, really, because, you know, freak shakes have so much more in them than the actual ingredients that I have. But I went back and forth because I was like, I'm feeling quite cold.
Oh my God.
Now I'm warm again.
Who the hell cares?
So, I fancy it, I fancy it. So, in said, we're just gonna call it an Oreo milkshake, so we're gonna call it literally what it is. We have vanilla ice cream. This, in my opinion, is the best vanilla ice cream. The Swedish glaze. Milk, obviously. We've gone for Oreos. I've got double stuffed here because, in my opinion, what is the point if they're not double stuffed? Because the middle was the best part. I mean, I guess in a milkshake it's not really going to be. Okay, so I'm actually quite excited about this. And then whipped cream for the top. I'm going to make it in a NutriBullet, which is a bit of a rogue thing to make in a NutriBullet, I think. But you need to use one of these. Shut up. Oh, brain freeze! Is that a bit too extra? But I think it might fit. Okay, yeah, wait, we're going for a wine glass. Why is this? Shut up! Look at that! Why am I so excited about that? Christ, calm down, Hannah. When I was going to film this on Saturday, I was going to do chocolate as one of the things. I bought these for a snack whilst my parents are away. They're free from chocolate coated honeycomb. I think they're new and I spotted them and I was like, well, I have to have these. And then I was like, oh, it's perfect because I can try them on my video. Anyway, can you see how little there are left? There, you just about see them. They are so good. They're like little, well, the little chocolate coated honeycomb, believe it or not. Sorry, that was a big side note, but would recommend. Let's go back to the living room. I'm just gonna sit back and relax and watch Schitt's Creek now. So that's the last thing I'm gonna have today. Sorry, the lighting is a bit bad here, but yeah, I do hope this video has helped. I completely get it. I know it's possible to no longer have that fear. I feel like when I was like fully immersed in my eating disorder, I never thought I would be able to have a healthy relationship with food. I never thought I'd be able to eat these types of foods I've eaten today, let alone eat them by myself and not think about things. I think the fear of food, it can be all-consuming and takes away any kind of enjoyment you can have around those types of situations. But I just want you to hold on to the fact that my life that I've got now, I've only got solely because I've overcome that fear of food, and I completely stand by that. If I hadn't overcome those fears and, you know, continuously challenged myself and felt horrendously just like uncomfortable, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And that was a really intense ending. So